There we go. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. What is this?
Hey,
Michael,
hey, what's up?
not much. For some reason, my computer. Can you hear me okay, or am I very quiet?
No, you're good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good. My computer or my OBS or something is cropping something weird. At some point in the process, everything's getting cropped. And it shouldn't be my OBS because...
Try to shrink your, is it your camera? Hey, is it, what's
Michael.
getting cropped? The whole
Hey,
thing?
what's up?
my
Not
screen
much.
recording. For some reason, my computer... Can you hear me okay, or am I very
canvas
quiet?
resolution
No, you're
might
good.
be,
Can you hear
like,
me?
if you go,
Yeah, I
like,
can
it's
hear you good.
into
My
settings,
computer...
and
or
then
my OBS or something is
output,
cropping something
make
weird. At
sure
some point in
both
the
of those
process,
are the
everything's
same
getting
resolution
cropped.
as your monitor.
And it shouldn't be my OBS.
Or actually that your
because-
canvas,
Try to
shrink your, is it your camera?
Yeah.
Hey, is it, what's
Michael,
getting cropped?
I found
The
it.
whole
Hey,
thing?
what's up?
Not much. For some reason, my computer. Can you hear me okay, or am I very
canvas
quiet?
resolution
No, you're
might
good.
be,
Can you hear
like,
me?
if you go,
Yeah,
like,
I can hear
it's
you good.
into
My
settings,
computer.
and
or
then
my OBS or something is
output,
cropping something
make
weird. At
sure
some point in
both
the
of those
process,
are the
everything's
same
getting
resolution
cropped.
as your monitor.
And it. Holy crap! That was so stressful.
Really? Did you fix it?
I think so. I mean, there's black space on either side in my
Of the
OBS.
thing?
Yeah, which is
Okay. Well, it should just, make sure they're the same, like, just do 1080 by 1920 by 1080, and then it should be fine for either of them. And unless you're like, if your canvas, like, I would output to 1920 by 1080, and then I would do your input by whatchamacallit. I would do your input is your monitor, what your monitor is, or your canvas is what it's called. But yeah, if you have black bars on the side, that should be fine. Have you never used OBS before?
I have used OBS before.
Okay. I'm just wondering if, you kind of just decided to wing it. But
on OBS, I use it for Q&As and for sleep streams, but I don't normally use it to record my screen. I have used it to record my game, Minecraft, and it worked great for that.
Right. Okay. So and then try to, I guess, unlock. So right click on the preview window, unlock preview, and then I would do I would click on the actual screen recording, and then I would just resize it to be the same size as the preview, And then once you do that, you should be good. And I would hold shift when you do it so that it all stays a uniform size and you can just kind of click and drag and get it done. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Are you all set?
I think we're just gonna roll with a little bit of black on the side. I tried to get a JPEG together.
Okay.
Honestly, I feel like there have been forces just pulling me.
Yeah.
I've not been in control today. I'm never in control, honestly. But
right.
There were forces in play, and I was like trying to navigate things like this band practice. I said, I just need to know ahead of time because I'm gonna schedule stuff and have to figure stuff out. And then, oh, you know what? There is one thing I have to do. I have to send.
Take your time.
All right, everyone, we're doing a Hangout with Michael Bachurski, so I'm going to send you there right now.
Okay.
I'm ending this stream.
Okay.
Nice.
So we're not live right now?
We are live, but there wasn't that many people watching because they were all on the previous streams. I found a way to use like the same stream key and have streams overlap using like stream scheduling in YouTube. So that way there's not a moment of like turning it on and off, and all the viewers get automatically sent to the next stream when I swap streams, which was a problem somebody brought up with Michael's, is like trying to find the stream. And so the system in YouTube for that has improved. But that also adds in, I have to be at a computer to do that. So it adds a stress.
It would be nice to start a, just start like a live, like TV, because now that you can do that, I guess it would probably be really easy to just start like a TV station on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like where you're like constantly doing something and you can just go to whatever stream and run programming. Like it would be cool for a team of people to have that. And I bet you that's already out there. Not really like, it's not, I don't feel like that's an original idea, but yeah.
Dude, there are so many ways, so many things that could be improved that would make this whole system better.
Yeah, like what kind of, like on the tech side or on the on like the user like ease of use side? Like how do you mean? Just like, I feel like also too it's like kind of like technology, it's kind of still really in its infancy. It's like just I don't know. Like I feel like a lot of people don't try to, like when they stream for like a particular amount of time and then they're done. Like they don't roll, you know what I mean, roll through different sets of streams. But it's cool that you can do that, man. So how's the stream going?
It's getting better now. It was so stressful at the beginning. Like the most stress, I was stuck inside for 5 days because the modems came late and then they didn't come activated this time. So I had to activate them, which was more days of waiting. And so 4th of July, I couldn't leave the house. All the days before 4th of July, I couldn't leave the house.
Okay.
So it was stressful.
That sounds pretty, yeah.
But it's getting better now. Getting better at managing, having the backpack and keeping the parts working. That is, the stress of keeping it running is so intense. It's like, if the stream is down, it feels like I just got broken up with over text by my girlfriend of 2.5 years.
Is that okay?
So like, if I want to make it relatable, like you get a text and it's like, I'm breaking up with you or I cheated on you. That's what it feels like when the stream goes down.
Really?
Yeah.
So you feel like you're constantly being cheated on all the time?
Well, and being told about it over text and then trying to figure out how to fix it.
Right.
Michael?
So where are you
get part of this as well?
Okay. Where are you guys at now?
I do want to. I'll join in from the beginning. I have to do a call.
Okay. We're in Bend now.
We're in Bend. Okay, cool.
This is Zoom.
Nice. Bend, Oregon. Cool.
What's that?
Yeah.
Or you want me to just sit with you?
Oh, digitally would be way easier.
Is he zooming in? Is he going to join the Zoom call?
Yeah. Can you send him the information since I'm screen recording?
Yeah, sure.
That would be great.
Yes. Let me do a little beep and then a little boop boop, and then we'll get it going.
I do think with this project, you really need to be in control. You cannot be like other people's whatever, like can't affect me, or else it's just like unmanageable.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be very. I've thought about doing it further down the line, but I wouldn't be good. I'm very bad with like control. Like that's one of my things I'm not very good with. So like
What do you mean,
I
like
don't.
controlling or
Yeah, I can be like pretty controlling sometimes and like intense and abrasive, you know, when I want something to go right or my way. And so like I don't think I'd be very good at I don't think I'd be very good at like a live stream my life 24/7. It just seems stressful.
yeah.
But that being said, I mean, further down the line, you know, as I'm doing a lot of different like self like improvement stuff right now. So who knows? But I don't think I'd be super great at it per se. But yeah, that's cool.
I think you would be good at it. I think people wanted a Michael Bachurski live stream more than they wanted an Ethan McChristian live stream.
Yeah. I mean, I was surprised that you decided to do it. And I was curious to like why you were only doing it for a month. It would be cool if we all did it like a little trio, like we each did it for a year, you know what I mean, straight through. And then we started like something after that, you know, because we all went through like a similar kind of like media hazing, you know, and then
Yeah.
like did, you know what I mean? But I don't know.
It does feel, as the project goes on, it does feel like a month is short.
Like a month, yeah, because like you're what, like 7 days in at this point?
10 days in.
10 days in. So you're 10 days in, and then you're like, yeah, in 20 days it's over. Like that seems really short. I would like you. Why not just keep going? Are you going somewhere, or are you
I'm
like?
going somewhere.
Where are you going?
I'm starting a master's program in Norway.
Oh wow! Oh yeah, I remember you were telling me that. That's a lot. It's a lot.
I get no vacation. It's like I was just depressed and sad and training for an ultra marathon, and then I did that. Then I got ready for this project, did this project, and then after that, I'm going straight to the master's program. And so
that's awesome.
You say it's awesome or awful?
No, that's awesome that you're like going for your master's.
Yeah,
you know,
it'll be fun.
I think that's, yeah. I don't really have anything crazy going on. I mean, I do, but like,
yeah,
yeah. But I have some crazy. I should take that back. I have some crazy fucking shit going on. But I mean, like, I've thought about trying to get my master's, but I don't really want to go back to school. I mean,
Didn't
all
you
right
not
now,
like
but that's
school?
good. You're going to Norway to live. I like school. I don't think I respected school as much. I think that was my issue, is I just didn't respect institutions. Are we kind of cutting out a little bit?
Are you?
Or,
what do you mean by kind of cutting out? Are you having trouble? What the hell?
okay.
It says my internet connection is unstable now.
Your internet connection's unstable?
It said that just now, but how is it at this moment?
I cannot see you.
Still.
Okay, now you're good. I can see you now. I can see you. You relax, man. It's all good. You know, like, it's not a big deal. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I like really respect it. I think I probably took, in hindsight, I definitely like took my education and program that I was in for granted. You know, like, I didn't really respect, like, you know, I just didn't, I don't think I had as much respect for it as I should have. But like, I don't know. Masters does sound interesting. It would be very cool to get a master's and to continue my education. I just don't know what it would. I'm not really in a position to be thinking about that type of stuff right now.
What is like the main thing that goes through your head on a day-by-day basis now? Because I know you're doing a lot of self-improvement. So like, what is the forward thought, or what is it that drives you right now?
Right now, I don't really know.
Okay.
Right now, I think what I want to do is just kind of stay. I don't want to drink. I don't want to do drugs. I don't really want to like engage like I don't really want to hook up with people. I kind of just want to like I want to work my program, and I want to stay clean. I want to be right with God, and whatever it takes to do that is really my MO right now.
Yeah.
I wake up every morning, and I immediately try to consume a type of spiritual food, and
A spiritual food, is that like is there a spiritual, what does that mean? Is that like food in a spiritual context?
No, it's like your spiritual food is so like your spiritual food is essentially acting with like you consume like a scripture or something, or you consume or you pray, and over the course of the day I've noticed that you feel different, and you feel like there's like in those days where you wake up and you have like an empty vacuum within your spirituality, the days that you meditate and pray and reflect, and you think about your intentions for the day, there's a certain type of connection that you get with a higher power, and that is vital to somebody who like is used to or is now becoming accustomed to getting it. It becomes a literal of like spiritual food.
I see.
Like, yeah. So, and then once that's settled, like I try to, my morning routines can be a little bit hectic. My work schedule isn't super consistent, but I try to improve my conscious contact with my higher power as best as I can in the morning.
And
yeah,
is there you told me you were going to get jacked, and I think rumor has it you got kind of jacked.
I mean, I'm getting a little bit jacked.
You're
not super jacked, but
bigger
I'm getting there. My chest and my tries are getting big. So when I came out of treatment, I was 100 or 201 pounds, and now I've dropped down to 170. And I work out of a book called Jim Stepani's Encyclopedia of Muscle and Strength, and it's a like a big thick ass book that has it's a really cool book. It's got a whole bunch of different workout programs, and a lot of them are run on a basis of something called, like, for your last set, it's a cardio accelerated rest pause drop set, and so you burn a lot of fat, and you also do a lot of strength training, and in this program it's called Shortcut to Shred, and so this was all about weight loss. It was a lot of starting the week out with like medium rep sets, 4 sets, 9 to 12 between, triceps and chest, and then, legs and shoulders and calves, and then biceps and back, and core and traps. And then, it moves, and that's a multi-joint phase. And then it moves into a single joint phase. And so I completed the entirety of the first phase of that, both multi-joint. So there's or part 1 of that. And then I was kind of like unsatisfied with my progress, and I decided to repeat it. And I'm going through that process right now.
Nice.
So, yeah. So so cardio and for people that don't know, a cardio accelerated rest pulse drop set is that on your last set, you're going to go to failure, and then you're going to run in place for about 20 to, this book says 15 to 20. I typically do 20 to 30 seconds. And then you go to failure again. Then you're going to run in place about, 20 to 30 seconds. And then after that, you drop the weight by 20 to 30%, and then you go to failure again. And that's how you end every single set. And so, I do that. I work. Like I work at a cafe. I go, I do my recovery stuff. I go to therapy. I have 2 independent therapists, and I go to group therapy. And then I do, I go to church. And that's about, that's what I do now. I play video games sometimes. I have a compulsion to play video games. Like, it's hard to stop. But I'm trying.
Trying to stop playing video games.
Not entirely, just like the amount that I do. It's a lot, I could play less for sure, but like I don't have a ton of stuff to do, and my schedule right now doesn't really permit and with my living arrangements, like it doesn't really permit like long trips. You know what I mean? I can go and have overnights or whatever, but it doesn't really permit like long trips or like going on vacations and my work schedule is not sporadic, but like it'll be like 2 or 3 days on and then 2 days off. And so it's like, I don't really want to go to the shore, or anything. I'm not really, I'm kind of just taking my own time developing a life for myself, my own type of shit.
Nice.
But yeah. That's all that's going on with me really. I'm working through stuff and just getting it done. What about you? I mean, besides the stream, how's everything going? Like, how is it coming back to like the States for a bit of time? Did you like that or no?
Yeah, I think it was nice being around friends, but I definitely had some of my darkest months recently. And so there was a struggle as well.
Yeah. And I don't think you're unique in that. I think a lot of people recently have just been going through a lot. I can understand. I mean, like, I think the like pandemic and like lockdown, like, really just threw a wrench into everything. Like, I didn't get my USC alumni card until today. You know what I mean? Like, I did it a year ago. So like, I think a lot of people have been going through some pretty crazy stuff, and we've just been looking to get back into like a normal routine of things, which is nice. But in a weird way, it's crazy because you almost kind of miss or crave like just being an at-home loser. It's like we all have like real responsibilities, and the world keeps going and moves on.
Yeah.
But
did you see that we had someone join?
Oh, we did. Oh, we have 3 participants now. Michael Gerry. I think I've heard about that guy. In the past. It's a pretty cool guy. I think he does like rap music or something. I think he's
an artist. He's a painter.
He's a painter. Okay. And he's like typically has like a mustache and like a shaved head most of the time, right?
Hey, that guy, Michael Gerry, the painter, died, I think.
Really?
Yeah, he was my biggest competition. If you Google Michael Gerry, there was another one, but I believe he's dead now.
Well, is that
wow?
Is that good for you? Do you feel good about that now
Yeah.
that you're
lucky you?
SEO? Like, that's good for SEO, right?
Undisputed Michael Gerry champion of the world at this moment.
Yeah, that's good. I had somebody look me up that I met, and they came across your streams and stuff, and our internet history and internet like lives are very much intertwined. Is what
Definitely.
I realized. Yeah.
We were
Yeah.
talking about. We actually watched some old videos the other night that you were a part of.
Really.
More that you were a star in would be a better way of saying it.
Yikes. Okay. Well, that sounds bad.
I have a question
But
for you. How do you look back on the now in your time of personal growth? What goes through your head when you look back on the ARW interviews and videos?
I haven't looked at them. That, to be honest with you, that was something that I did and like presented in class. Because Michael said I could do that, and I, to be honest with you, like never looked back, and they make me kind of physically uncomfortable to see sometimes. But like it's just, like me now compared to that is like different fucking person. Like I don't even know. I don't look back at those at all. Like me watching myself on Livestream too, like that's weird. Like I don't like. I don't know, man. That's a different animal, but still the same beast in the words of the Kobe system. But I don't know, man. I like that's crazy. Yikes! What a weird guy. What a different guy.
Michael, what do you think when you look back on that content and that version of you? Because you've also gone through a lot of. I'm the only one who hasn't changed.
Yeah, I think it's just a more chaotic time in our lives. It was more younger, more mature, more willing to confront the world in a way that disturbs. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, definitely like a more immature, and definitely like a more like willing to just not like to be okay within a chaotic environment. Yeah, and to
thrive in it.
literally to thrive in a chaotic environment and be like that's good. That's what we want. Like we don't really want to have any sort of order, because then like that makes it so that other people are on our playing field. You know what I mean? Like if we're in a chaotic environment and we're in an environment that's like crazy that we've produced, we can control it and succeed in it. You
That's
know?
right.
Yeah. And like, now I don't know how I feel about that, because like it would be fun to do a project like that again, and to do something like that again. But I think now like we're all kind of I don't know. I can only speak for myself. I'm starving for like a more artistically grounded and like concrete project. I can't speak for anybody else, but I don't know. That's where I'm at. But fuck, dude, that is a wild, like, I shaved my head for that video. Like, I shaved my head for that video, and I remember, like, a few days after that video, like, it was Thanksgiving, and I ended up, oh my God. So it was Thanksgiving, and I was like, I went to a friend's house. They had, like, a really big house in Calabasas, and they had invited me for Thanksgiving over a few times, and this time like I showed up with a shaved head, and I also got a sinus infection out of nowhere, so I ended up getting really sick, and their grandma at the time was like going through cancer, and she passed away unfortunately, but so like they were like, you can't stay here because you're sick, like we don't want to like get her sick. So I ended up going home, and I remember like being in the house, and one of my roommates came back, and I was on a real history binge, like on like the History Channel. So they walk in on me, him and his parents, and here I am, shaved head, watching like a World War II documentary, like, you know, like about like the rise and fall of the Third Reich, and it just did not look good for like a college room, like,
yeah,
like parents to come see that, and I was like, man, you know, like that this is not good. But yeah,
I'm gonna close my.
That was a real. Yeah, okay, yeah, that was a really weird time and weird Thanksgiving for me. I ended up going to the hospital for that sinus infection. It was really bad.
Well, we
Well,
watched the ARW interview,
okay.
and I see my performance in that, and I'm like, all right, this guy wasn't ready to handle what I was not handling it super well. I mean, I did my best, and there were funny parts, but when I saw you, I just thought, holy crap, like he did I can't imagine anyone doing this better. Like, not a single person doing it better.
Yeah, I mean, like Eric Andre probably could do it better than I could.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
You might
I
give
mean,
him a run
you
for his
were
money.
you weren't doing Eric Andre though. You were doing like Michael Bachurski.
Yeah, I know. And I to be honest, I miss that. I do miss that a lot. Like, it's foreign to me, and it would be interesting to go back to that place. But like, I miss that. Like, I don't know. Like, that felt official. That felt like we were doing something. People saw that. It got ready.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that felt like good, and that was something I could do, and people saw it and were either like disgusted or like, holy crap, that was great.
We
And, like,
showed
that's-
that to two girls that we met. They were like road tripping through town, and we were hanging out with them for a couple of days. And we showed that to them and a couple other people on a projector. And the girls were like, "That's literally the most hilarious thing I've ever seen." That one, and then the music, how not to shoot a music video. They're like, they made me send me the links to them after they left because they were like, "That's the most hilarious things they've ever seen."
Now this is going to be a little bit egotistical to ask, but was it your edits or my edits? Was it your edits?
It was
We
my
couldn't find
edits,
yours.
but it was all your performances.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
looked through
did you
channel to
remove
find
your
yours.
ARW vlog? You must have.
Yeah. When I got out of treatment, I did a little bit of an evaluation. Like, I'm not ready to put my face. Like this is my first time putting my face like on YouTube since I came out of treatment.
Okay.
And so like I'm working through a lot right now. And it would be amazing to just have like an explosion like that, like where, doing that type of thing. But like, I don't know, man. Like the past 132 days have been some of the most difficult things I've gone through in my life, and some of the most like paradigm shifting things I've experienced in my life. And like, I'd like to think like I don't even know what I am as an artist anymore. Like, I made gaming content for so long, and I not regressed, but like leaned into like the cringe like gamer trope so hard that like I'm wondering now, like, one, how do I like salvage creative relationships? One, and then two, like how do I depart myself in that and actually like do something higher level and good. And I don't really like I don't have a creative team of people. I don't like my computer's not even set up. You know what I mean? Like, I can't really like stream here or do things here, and I don't like, it's hard for me to really have ideas. My time is so preoccupied. I don't want to lose that, but I don't really know where to start. And I'm nervous about that, because it's like, damn, like, you really messed that up. Like, it could have really been something crazy, and you could have really done something, but I was kind of like pretty self-seeking, selfish, dishonest. I was like fearful. Like, I was afraid. I was constantly worrying about what people think. And like, I never leaned into the good elements of chaos that like I had produced, and or any sort of chaos I produced that was, I guess you could say, good. And I never really like leaned into it and harnessed and tried to control it and harness what it could produce powerfully.
So you're distinguishing between good and bad chaotic energy.
I think so. There's a good and bad chaotic energy.
That's
like,
really interesting.
Like, children playing at a park is a good chaotic energy, right? Having a fight with your girlfriend at 2:00 in the morning drunk is not good chaotic energy. But there's
giving people eggs.
Giving people what?
Eggs.
Eggs. I think if done well and crafted well, that's a good chaotic energy. You know, like shit, you're giving in a weird way. You're giving out food. You know, but like I don't know. I think like
Neutral chaos.
neutral chaos. Yeah, and that's why there's that little matrix of characters, right? There's the chaotic good and the lawful good and the neutral good, and then there's the chaotic evil and the lawful evil, and you know what I mean. And there's a spectrum in both ways of good and evil and chaos and order. And you know, I think as somebody like me who's alcoholic, you know, like you stay in that chaotic place a long time. And so there's some good chaos that is produced inherently, and there's a lot of bad chaos that is produced. And
right.
I think, you know, when you do have those spurts of self-propulsion, a lot of them end up terribly because you go like, I'm going to go and I'm going to fix this. Like, I'm going to, you know what I mean? And then, well, I'm going to be in control and I'm going to fix this. And then people are like, no. And then you propel more and you're like, you know, and then it's even worse. And then, but there's other times where you propel and you do it tactfully and you do it right, that there is, you know, spurts of little, you know, orderly things that work. And between that relationship of, at least on the good side, you're able to take chaos and really yin and yang it and turn it into something, I guess, constructive or good. But like, I haven't engaged with that in a long time. I've really just been kind of sticking to like an orderly lifestyle right now. Am I afraid to depart from that? Yes. Do I know that shit is going to happen? Yes. And like, I don't know, like now in terms of drinking, like I don't want to drink again. You know, I'm afraid of drinking again. I don't like who I am when I drink. But now, do I want to stay suit and tie orderly forever? I don't think that's going to work for me. I think I'm going to drive myself crazy, trying to like put on this mask of like, you know, I'm not that guy, pal. I'm not that guy. I can try to pretend like I am, you know, but I'm not that guy. And a lot of the times I'm quite the opposite. I'm the arbiter of chaos, and now I don't want to do that in a negative way, but like, you know, and fun jokes and like in a joking, healthy way. Yeah, I think that's good. And I think right now I'm figuring out how to negotiate that with the world and figure out like, hey, where you know, my higher power and the world it's created and the people within that world, you know, like where exactly do I fit for you? What exactly, you know what I mean? Do you want from me, and how can I do it as best as I can to be of service in some sort of way? You know, like what does that mean? You know, like is it, as an artist, I'd like to be an artist still. I'd like to work in art. I'd like that very much. And so how can I do that?
Do you think that maturity brings people out of art?
I think that art is inherently, I mean, no, I think time does. I think that as time goes on, the road like gets more cluttered and more complicated, and I don't think it brings people out of art. I think that the artistic epiphanies you can have as a mature person are much more powerful and deeper than the ones you have as a young person. But when you're young, you have time and you have energy and you don't have responsibilities. So it becomes a lot easier to produce your art, however shitty it is, or however good it is. But as time goes on and there's responsibilities to life, like if I wanted to, I could escape my responsibilities and I could go and just fuck off and not have a job and go back and live with my dad and try to produce my art. But then again, like I'm producing chaos. I'm not really learning anything. And so like the
or another
response.
theoretical thing is your friends move to New York City and then you move in with them and you get a job to support yourself and then you make art full time with your friends living in a creative, chaotic city, and all of the chaotic energy is good energy. But that's just an idea, and we're obviously throwing things around.
I understand. We're just spitballing here. And I don't know if you've seen my chest or arms recently. But
you're looking good.
New York sounds pretty nice. That'd be a lot of fun.
All right, I have to depart from this call.
All right. Well, you talk to me later about that idea, but I think right now it's difficult for me to produce the art that I want to. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Bye-bye. Ethan,
would you like to have a contest on Monday?
A contest on Monday. Okay. What kind of contest?
A physical one.
A physical. Oh boy. I mean, today was my first time. Like, now here's the thing: is my chest and arms look big because they haven't had definition before. Nobody's noticed them, right? I just now, for the first time today, did like 140, 145 for like 6 reps. So like, I'm not super strong.
It's not a strength competition, though. I think it's good for what the method of training you were describing. It's just push-ups.
Okay.
One set of push-ups.
One set of push-ups, and you go as long as you can
until you fail. And I do take little breaks where I push my butt up a little bit and I go and then I go back and I do more. And so it's like it's not like continuous motion.
What is considered failure? Touching the ground?
No, I touch the ground with my chest a lot. Failure is just
Really?
you can't get back up.
Can't get back up. Okay.
I think it's a good workout, and I have goals posted on my ceiling where I go to bed. One of my goals is to do 75 push-ups, and on Monday I'm going to go for it.
You're doing 75 on Monday. When I was in treatment, we tried doing 100 a day, and just like breaking out over the course of the day. So I'm thinking 75 in one go. That could be pretty challenging for me. I'm not going to lie, but let me see what my work schedule is. Once we figure out my work and IOP, I shouldn't have said that, my therapy schedule, we'll figure out what we can do next Monday. Monday, I am wide open anytime before 5 p.m. Anytime before 5 p.m. Eastern, I am open. So if you want to, okay, so if you want to try this, I can try this, and I'm willing to give it a go.
We also don't need to do it on stream. Like, I have to do it on stream, but you don't have to do it on stream.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it, like, I wouldn't feel humiliated if I didn't do well at that anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to try my best regardless. So, whatever happens, happens. You know what I mean? So, like, if you want to put it on stream and you want to call it a competition, we can. If you want to just do it as a fitness goal and then have me tag along, I'm down for that too.
Your name is it's been circulating in chat a lot.
In chat, in the chat for the stream.
Yeah.
Is it good or bad?
It's good. Everyone loves you.
Okay. All right. It's a weird feeling. I love you guys too, I guess.
Harley and you are like the two most talked about.
Harley and who's Harley? Is that the dog?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm sorry to put you in the same class as our special dog, but
that's okay. Who doesn't love a dog? You know what I mean? So, I guess that's all right. But yeah, I mean, I'm cool with that.
We can think about it. We'll text over the weekend and see if it works out.
I don't really think there's anything to think about. I mean, what's going to happen Monday is you tune in this stream in the first 5 minutes. I'm done all my sets. You know, you take what, like 45 minutes to get that all done? I'm playing around.
I think it would be fun to create a little bit of chaos in that competition realm. And to just kind of go at each other a little bit before the stream.
Okay.
Like, I call you Sunday night, and I'm like, you have no idea who you just fucked with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen here, son. That's what I'm gonna start calling.
That sort of
Son,
stuff.
I'm about to deliver the smackdown in the arena. Yeah, that sounds good.
Just
That'd be good.
a small little chaos funnel that is very
Yeah.
controlled chaos, but just a little sprinkle.
A little sprinkleage. I'm okay with that. Yeah, we could do a little smack talk, a little WWE, and then get into it. It would be cool to start, like, I want to get into boxing or wrestling for cardio.
I really wanted to box for a long time, but I'm very afraid of getting punched in the head. Like, I love the idea of, like, punching and fighting, and, like, it sounds amazing, but the idea of, like, long-term, like, brain punch in head for me is, like, scary.
Yeah, I've thought about, like, doing it for training. I'm definitely going to, like, do it for training purposes. Now, sparring and, like, doing a match, I don't know yet, dude. That's a slippery slope. And, like, I you know what I mean? Like, what if I get hit too hard and, you know, I become special? Or not that there's anything wrong with. Thank you. But yeah, you know what I mean? I have been coming to that realization too, that I am a very stupid person.
Oh, that's not what I meant. I meant you're special, like you're unique.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. I feel like I'm special in a different way, in a way that's more like you feel sorry for that type of person because they never learn. But
that is I wouldn't say that is the way that I or Michael or many of the other people who knew you at probably the times that you cringe at the most. I don't think that's the way those people see you.
Yeah, I what other people think of me is none of my business. You know what I mean? It's I worry about it, but I ultimately can't control it. So, you know, it's like just do the best that you can do and hope for the best. But
you sound
I
like
definitely
like a grown man now.
That's
like,
weird.
Have ascended from boy to man. Not boy to man, but like have ascended from young man to man. You're not an old man.
Yeah.
You're not a wise old man. You haven't gotten there yet.
Not.
But you have, like, you're on the way out of the
of the backwards hat.
Yeah, you're on the way out of the backwards hat.
You wear a cap forward now. Yeah. There's I mean, I went to all right, well, I'll just tell this a little bit about it. But I've been going through a lot of different stuff, you know, and one of the big things was I got to meet like a lot of people throughout my time doing this, and I got to meet a lot of people who have really turned their lives around, and I've met a lot of good people who like have a lot of knowledge on how to achieve that for people, and they've instructed me, and I've taken their suggestions, and I keep it moving. I also met a lot of people who don't, and they go the opposite way. In this type of stuff, you know, people do that, and then they go to jail, or they you know, go to a mental hospital or some sort of institution, or they die. You know, it's pretty high stakes stuff. And I've met some people who really also show you what not to do. And the biggest thing for me, I think, was like, you know, I went to a treatment facility that was a state-run treatment facility, and there was a lot of guys from jail and prison who were inside of there. And it was interesting because I was probably one of a group of three on my side who weren't, who had never gone to jail or prison. And so, like, to hear these guys and like to also relate to them in a way that is like with addiction, and relate to them in that sense, and then also like understand their spirituality, understand like, you know, like there's a certain type of scaring that happens, and there's also a certain type of like, here's how we toughen you up, you know. And it was interesting because at a certain point, you know, like I'm I don't know. It's just a big maturing process. Like I you know, as somebody, I'm half Hispanic, and you know, I'm over here. This is gonna sound really bad, but you know, I met a guy who was like a skinhead in there, and it was interesting as somebody who, you know, like he comes from a place where like he hates that I exist, and I come from a place with him that when he's around, I you know, I fear for my own safety. Now that being said, you know, we're through the process of recovery, we were able to relate to each other on a lot of different levels, and all of a sudden, those types of like barriers and worries, they become they dematerialize, and you know, you get to meet people and you get to experience things and learn from other people's mistakes. And so like when I say like the last 130 days has been brutal and tough, it has been exactly that. You know, and like you grow up quickly in those environments, and you grow up quickly in you grow up quickly when, you know, you start paying your own rent, and you like start to look back at like the type of behavior that you became accustomed to and the chaos that you did produce, and you go, son of a gun, like I would do anything to never do that again. You know, and you know, I have a little sister. Like there's a lot of different factors that have contributed to that, and it's not all me. A lot of it I have to give to the grace of God and the awesome supportive people that I have around me. You know, and like I'm by no means finished with this, and I'm by no means like it doesn't ever stop. You know, so it's gonna be a long time that I'm gonna be going through stuff like this and dealing with stuff like this, and I'm happy that that you, out of all people, recognized it, because that means a lot to me. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I think I can speak openly in that there were some when I was withdrawing from nicotine, when I came out, I also felt like I was not treated very well, and it like stuck with me a little bit. And I talked to be like totally transparent. I talked to my stepdad, who also an alcoholic, recovered. He's sober like 15, 20 years, but it was real bad for him for a while, where it was like he went to jail and he made some mistakes that he wished he could take back. And it's not really it's not my story to tell, but I asked him, and I'm like, what should I do? Because I think like there's a really like high quality person underneath, but there was just like some things that like affected me very negatively, and it's like what should I do? And I think seeing you sober up and grow was like that high quality person underneath is like coming out.
Thank you. Yeah, I got to a pretty bad place, and it scared me really badly.
In 2020.
And yeah, I got to a really bad place. You know, like I'm not gonna like war story about it, but like I was drinking a lot. I was bouncing back and forth between my mom and my dad's place. You know, I was getting into fights with my mom. I was getting into fights with my dad. You know, I was blacking out. I drank myself out of a job. And like, I got to a point at my dad's house, you know, like I remember like Christmas, like I remember a few days before Christmas, my mom said to me, she's like, Michael, it's getting to a point where like people don't want to help you. And I was like, holy crap, like, that's really bad. You know, they went to Florida for Christmas, and I didn't go with them. You know, I had missed my little sister's birthday party, you know, in October. Like I had been like kicked out of parties from friends from back home. And, you know, I had this podcast that I was trying to do that was like really edgy and like really messed up. And I tried to control that and be controlling over that, and that didn't work. And eventually I had pushed everybody away. My family went down to Florida without me. I stayed home, and I played video games with my buddy, one of my buddies. And, that night I drank 2 bottles of wine, and I got drunk, and I pissed him off. He didn't want to talk to me. So I was like, I got to get out of my mom's house. My mom's a problem. We've always had a pretty volatile relationship. I'm not going to really talk about my mom.
That's okay.
But
you came to a point where it was.
Yeah. I went to my dad's, and it was just me and my dad, and I tried to go sober. I tried to go sober for like a month, and I was going to AA. I went to AA. I shouldn't be saying that, but I'm not like a spokesperson for AA or anything like that. But I started to try to work the program, and I failed. I relapsed. I missed pretty much all of February, and I woke up. And there was a certain point where I was drinking so much that the physical effect of alcohol stopped working. So and I was also like smoking weed, and taking pills.
When was the big moment? Like, when did
you
decide?
So I was on the floor of I was like on the first floor at that room that we stayed at the shore house down there.
Yeah.
I was on that floor, and no matter how much I drank, I couldn't feel a buzz. I couldn't feel anything. No matter how much I smoked, it wasn't working. And I went to take a piss, and I looked at myself in the mirror, and I didn't recognize myself. And then I went back in my room, and I just remember like, oh my God, like I don't have an out. I don't have an out now. I've pushed everybody away. I have nobody, and my father doesn't even really want me here. And like, so my choices are like I could either go sober or die. Like I can either because I was really thinking of like, all right, like this is the point where like this is it. Like I'm gonna go cut my wrists, because like I can't even escape the terrible reality that I've constructed for myself now.
I'm glad you didn't choose that option.
Yeah, I mean, so I eventually I passed out, and I talked to my therapist the next day, and I was like, I can't stop, and she was like, well, I was like, do you think I need to go to rehab? And she was like, yeah. And so I went. I was like an immediate decision. It was like my decision is like I either die or I go here. So I went, and I remember like being in the car and being like, man, I'm so happy that this is over. Like, or it was like such a naive way to think about it. I was in detox, and then I went to rehab for 59 days. Met a lot of different people, had a lot of good experiences, had some pretty fucked up experiences, and a few scary ones.
How would you say your body chemicals are nowadays? Because Michael and I talk about that, like bad sleep, bad chemicals. I wasn't running today, or I hadn't ran in like 20 days, and I was like, I'm not feeling good, and like there's chemicals are off. I'm not enjoying things that I otherwise would have enjoyed, and then I went for a run, and now I feel great. In a situation where if I didn't go for that run, maybe I would have been like, why am I doing this? And so like that, in reference to those like chemicals, happy chemicals, like what is it like for you now, like today?
So I definitely noticed HALT. I don't know if you guys know what that, or anybody in chat or anybody here knows what that is, but it's hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. You know, I don't make big decisions when I'm in those mindsets. I don't make impulsive decisions when I'm in those mindsets. When I have one of those issues, I address it as quickly as I can. So if I'm hungry, put something in your body. Let's get some food in there. If I'm angry, go do something to cool off. Whether that's working out, I like to take warm showers, take a shower. Whether that's call a friend, engage with them, and that's the same. That goes the same thing, or help somebody. It's a big thing for me. So like if I'm angry and I'm self-obsessed, and I get obsessive, that like the first thing I try to do is I try to help somebody out. Now, if I'm lonely, first thing I'm going to do is try to reach out to somebody. I reach out to somebody because, relationships are a two-way street. So, it's good to reach out and just have a conversation, however long it is, and then if I'm tired, get some rest, and my biggest thing right now is I've always been somebody who's been tired, and been used to tackling a lot at once. So, yeah. So, I don't really always respect what I'm going through emotionally and how that can be exhausting. And so, I try now to get my rest. And my chemicals, I would say, is, I put protein in my body. I eat carbs in the morning, and then I as the day goes on, I transition from carbs to protein. I try to keep myself clean. I try to get dopamine from engaging with people, in my relationships with customers at the place that I work. I'm very jovial, and I'm focusing on their needs, how I can help them. My coworkers' needs, how I can help them. If I'm tired, I admit it. I don't try to say I'm not tired and I can push through it. I go, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. And some days, my higher power gives me a little bit of extra juice to get through it. And some days he tells me, take a rest, it's time to rest up. So chemicals wise, I'm trying to maintain a level of body chemistry that is conducive to physically supporting me, while I'm also trying to, or physically growing, as I'm also trying to mentally and spiritually grow. Yeah.
Cool.
So,
would you, what is it like? I guess this is a weird question. I think lonely for me. What? Go ahead.
Before you delve into that, can I use the bathroom real quick?
Yeah.
I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
You're good.
I'm sorry. Okay, you said when you're lonely for you.
Yeah, I actually didn't think it was that necessary to talk about that. I was just gonna ask about romance and is there a longing for romance in the place you're at, or is it almost like you don't even have that you don't even want the romance because your attention is focused so building yourself?
The first things that I think people look for when they come out of treatment and they're sober and they start, working on their recovery to replace alcohol, I think one of the first things they start to look for is, a financial gain or a sexual gain. I was told early on to forego that like for a year. Now, what happens when I do that is, I would say now, like, I used to be the kind of guy who used a lot of dating apps. I don't really use those anymore. I try to stay off social media. And, I don't really like try to track down any sort of previous partners. So, like, it is lonely. It is like you do definitely at a certain point crave like intimacy, but I think now like what I'm focused on is more mature. You know what I mean? I'm not really focused on like just like quick hookups. Like I want to be the best person that I can be so that I can bring somebody in my life who's really gonna, be awesome.
Yeah.
Now, am I looking for that? That's not really something you can like look for. So what's important to me right now is that I'm focused on what's in front of me and what I need to do with my recovery. And then what I need to do second to that is what I need to do to detoxify my relationships. And then what I need to do for my career. You know what I mean? A lot of people in their 20s, I think, try to validate themselves through like physicality or sexual interactions. I don't necessarily feel like that's something I need to do. And like now that being said, like I'm in the best shape that I've been in years. And I'm very jovial, and jovial's the wrong word. I'm more gregarious now. I'm not as closed off. I'm definitely more honest. I try not to be as narcissistic or egotistical as I was. It's hard, but I think now, like I'm definitely like it wouldn't be difficult to like go and hook up with people, but it's just not something that I'm into. There's a lot of people in early recovery who try to like do that a lot, and it usually ends up poorly because I don't think I'm responsible enough to have any sort of relationship with somebody right now. And that's, par for the course with a lot of different people, I think. I think a lot of people don't really realize it early on, but you're not really in control of yourself yet. So for you to like go into somebody else's life and be emotionally responsible for somebody else's life, it's just not going to work.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That does make
So
sense.
Yeah. So how I cope with that is my job is a very social job. The communities that I'm involved with, I get involved with the communities. Like I don't just passively sit there. Like, at my church, I run the multi-camera shoots for the live streams for the church, for like recovery stuff. I'm trying to engage with as many people in my fellowships and in therapy and recovery that I can. And at the gym, try to spark, not like approach people on who, but people have conversations or need a spot or something like that to be open and receptive to that.
There will come a time, and this is something to look forward to, I think, for everyone. There will come a time when you have grown and come out of the dark place and can tap into your chaotic energy in a controlled way, and you can hand people eggs perfectly sober. And I think that, like, to touch back on that previous conversation when Michael was here about like chaos and just like going back to that, I think that you're not exchanging like your talent for sobriety. I don't believe you are. I just think that like when you're so intensely going through something, it's not like you can't get loose and comfortable because like you're trying so hard to like maintain. And so I'm confident that there will come a time when Michael Bachurski will be doing a project and he will be able to handle all of the things around that project, and it will be a better I think you know what it'll be.
And I think I appreciate you saying that for one, because it's it's funny because they say when three people tell you you're sick, you lie down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the antithesis of that is when three people tell you you're going to succeed or that you're going to be okay, you take, you believe them, or you try to change your thinking. And a lot of the times it's hard for me to step outside and go, yeah, you know what, maybe this will be okay. So I appreciate you saying that because it means a lot. And I hope that as time goes on, that we kind of all graduate from that like backwards hat boyish to like now we're at a level together where we're like adults doing this type of stuff.
I think I do get 2 years of backwards hat via a master's program in Norway, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
I took my cap off and put it on forwards, and the world said, like, take that. You're not doing that right. Put it back on backwards. Yeah. And I tried to force my way. I tried to say, no, I want to be a man, and the world just kept telling me no. So I'm going to be a child for 2 more years.
That's okay. I mean, like that's good. I think that's good. And I think as time goes on in your life, you're going to realize that you're much more capable and intelligent than you think you are. And I think you're going to kill it. Because I think you have a really big why for what you want to do in the capacity. I think there's been a lot of, I think there's been a lot of people telling you what to do in your life. And I think this is part of you doing something for yourself. And I think that's going to be very big for you. So I'm excited for you. And I think it's going to be cool because, I wonder what after the master's program you're going to be like. I wonder what that's. Yeah, I think it's going to be
during like a totally new social environment.
Yeah.
Like you behave differently.
Yeah, definitely. If you figure that school isn't for you and you don't want to do it, which I don't think is going to be the case, I think nobody's going to judge you. And I would say don't build it up too much in your head. That's a big thing. Is like take it one day at a time, dude. Like just take it one day at a time and make the most out of each day.
That's good advice. Had you have given me that advice a month ago, that would have been really good advice. But now that you gave it to me today, it's just good advice.
Sometimes you need to. Sometimes there needs to be time for the universe to shift and to move in order for certain things to make sense or to work or to actually hold value.
Yeah.
Because I could have told you that a month ago and you'd be stressed out and then like brush that off. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I understand that. But like now you truly understand what that is. And over this conversation, you're able to go, man, if I had heard that a month ago, I feel like things would have been really different. So that's interesting how that works because, I'm telling you what you think would be helpful. And now through an experience and through a shared piece of knowledge, from one person to another. I don't know. I just think it's interesting. I think it's like cosmic or whatever. But yeah, that's good. So, but I appreciate what you.
Oh, go ahead.
That's all I wanted to say. Is that I appreciate that immensely, because I was thinking about that today, and I've been thinking about like one project I really want to make, and so it's like, thanks for that. I appreciate that.
I think that I'm glad that your Meat Gang podcast. I can't remember what that podcast is called. It's like
the Straight Gamer podcast.
No, not that one. The one that you showed me when we were driving to New Jersey. We were driving.
Oh, the Cumtown. Yeah.
I think anything that is inspired by the Cumtown podcast should come to a screeching halt. So if your podcast is inspired by the Cumtown podcast, I'm glad that you have moved on to something new.
I knew. I think that's. I would say that like that type of podcast is the podcast for a different type of person. But I respect that energy in some cases. But like now, I don't think like they already did the podcast. They already made that podcast. I'm not gonna make that podcast. You know what I mean? They already like.
Well, there's nothing wrong with following in someone's footsteps.
Right. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think now, like I kind of want to get into cartoons and animated shit. Not shit, but like animated projects. Sorry. But yeah. So anyway, it's like 11, right? My time.
Yeah, it's getting late. We can take this to a close because my room is actually like 105 degrees right now, and so
Yeah.
I'm wearing my underwear, and I have sweat through them.
Okay, yeah, because you are looking as time went on, you started to nod more and seemed more physically uncomfortable. So I was like, okay, he's.
Yeah,
But you gotta
these
stop
girls-
because I won't cut.
These girls spent the night here. I'll tell you a little bit about it. And they were couch surfing.
Okay.
They spent the night. I gave up my room. And
Right.
I gave up my room because I have this huge bed that Michael used to use. And I sleep in it. It's like a king or a California king or something absurd.
Right.
And just
Like a
way
big,
too
big
big.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have that. And I'm like, I'll just sleep on the couch so they can sleep in my room. I come in my room after they sleep in there the next day. And my fan doesn't work. And we don't have AC. And it gets like
Right.
90 to 100 degrees every day here.
Right.
And so
That's
my room has
terrible.
just been getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And I use my PC for sleep streams and hangouts and Q&As and everything like that. And my PC generates more heat in the room. And I have no way to move the air around. And so this room just progressively becomes hotter.
I'm sorry to hear that. That sounds brutal. That sounds terrible. My heart goes out to you. And if I were you, I would try to get like a dollar store fan or something like that. Just keep that air moving.
Before we
guess,
go, before we let each other go,
Yeah.
is there anything in particular that you would like to say to an audience? Anything important? Anything? The live stream audience. It's like the same audience too. Like they know you.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
there are some new members, but
To be honest, no.
that's great.
No. But I appreciate people being concerned with me and like actually caring about me. I didn't expect that to come from online, and so for so long, like I took that for granted, and like when I announced that I was going to go through this, and as I've been going through this, and I've made posts about it, sometimes I can get into a negative headspace and I take them down. I'm very insecure about what I post now, but a lot of people have, they come out of the woodwork and they say a lot of very kind things, and those people know who they are. And I'm happy that there's people here supporting you, and they're the same people that have supported Michael, and I appreciate them also supporting me, because while I'm not live streaming or anything like that or making content right now, I can feel it, you know what I mean? So, and I appreciate you doing this for me as well, Ethan. It was good to, I was very nervous about doing this, and so it was good to kind of be back, I guess, in a way.
Hopefully the nerves were a little bit less when we started talking.
Yeah, no, I feel good. I feel disarmed. You got me. I feel
Nice.
fine.
That's
So,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, it was
All
good.
right,
It was good getting to hear about your journey. GP wanted me to thank you for the chat. So thank you.
Yeah.
Also,
Thank
for
you,
doing
GP,
this. This
for
was
everything.
fun, and I've been looking forward to this, even though it
Yeah.
might not have seemed like it because of the whole time thing and the way it kept
That's
getting
okay.
pushed around. But
That's fine. Schedules move and shift. That's fine. I would love to one day have you, me, and Michael, and have us sit down at a table and talk into a microphone for an hour, and do that every once in a while. That'd be nice. That's what these things remind me of. That would be cool. Like, that's the kind of podcast that I would like to start one day. Is that
Okay.
like when we, you know what I mean?
yeah,
When we've all gotten through whatever. I don't know. That's just something I think about sometimes.
that'll
But
be fun.
yeah. Anyway, I'll catch you later.
All right. Thanks for
All right.
tuning in.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. Peace.
What's going on?